Great. So I'm going to go ahead and kick things off. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the 2021 Keith A. Francis AHANA weekend. My name is Aiden Henderson, and I am the AHANA Plus Outreach Coordinator for the Student Admissions Program. This is going to be a pretty brief, informal opening. It's going to probably run until 10:15, 10:20. I'm basically going to give a quick introduction myself. I'm going to hand it over to Grant Gosselin, the Director of Undergraduate Admissions. We're going to hear from some admissions staff. I also work with a great committee called the AHANA Plus Outreach Committee, so they're going to introduce themselves. And then I'm going to quickly give a run through of the weekend, how you can register for other events, and what we have in store for today. So without ado, my name is Aiden Henderson. I use he, him, his pronouns, and I am the class of 2021, graduating in just over a month. I am studying environmental studies in the Morrissey College of Arts and Sciences with a concentration in sociology and also a minor in music, and I'm from Newton, Massachusetts. And so I'm here today to welcome and congratulate you all for your acceptance into Boston College's class of 2025. It's definitely been an unprecedented year, and to discuss sort of the value of AHANA Plus students on this campus, as well as how great of achievement it is to be accepted this year, I'm going to pass it off to Grant Gosselin, who is the Director of Undergraduate Admissions.
Well, Aiden, thanks for the introduction, and a hearty congratulations to all of you that are tuning in this morning. We're really pleased that you're taking the time to spend with us this weekend and learn more about Boston College as you make a really important decision in the weeks ahead. As Aiden mentioned, this has really been a pretty exciting year for those applying to colleges. It's been a challenging year for those applying to colleges, particularly at the highly selective level. You've all, I'm sure, seen that applications really have hit unprecedented levels here at Boston College and among the other highly selective schools that we know many of you are considering. At Boston College this year, applications increased from 29,000 last year to just under 40,000 applications this year. It was a challenge for our staff to work through all of those applications, but it really is one of the favorite parts of our job, and we really enjoyed getting to know students. Ultimately, we admitted students from all 50 states, from 3 territories, and more than 70 countries around the world. And so within that process, I think it's important to also note that our commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion here at Boston College also remained right at the forefront. And within that pool of 40,000 applications, more than 15,000 of them were applications from AHANA students, students from African American, Hispanic, Asian, and Native American backgrounds. And so there's no part of our pool that is any less selective, that every student is looked at for their merits and the quality of their academic program, their involvement in their schools and communities, the impact, the potential for impact that we know they have here at Boston College is all really central to the decisions that we make. Now, over the course of the last year, the process of engaging with you has also been really different. Typically, our staff would travel to about 750 high schools throughout the country and around the world. We might be meeting with you at your schools. If any of you are also involved with community-based organizations, we may have been meeting with you there. But everything this year, as you know, was limited to virtual content. But we did engage with actually over 1,200 high schools virtually. It did have some silver linings, allowed us to reach more students. And our staff worked hard to read your applications, to read references that others submitted on your behalf, talking about your distinctive characteristics and qualities that would make our campus stronger. We learned about your goals and your dreams and all the ways that you'll impact our campus. And while we spend time in committee for some portions of our decisions, the vast majority of our decisions are made by just one person, one member of our staff that works with different high schools in perhaps your region. And so within your applicant status portal, we've provided you the name, the photograph, and the contact information for the counselor that personally chose you to be a member of the class of 2025. So if you have not already been in touch with that person, We put that information there in your portal for a reason. We want you to reach out to us. Our staff, despite having so many applications, you would be astounded at the level of personal attention that is put to this process, and our staff are really eager to hear from you. So the fact that this pool was large, the fact that our staff was very intentional in our decisions and very intentional in selecting each of you to be a member of the class, I have a number of expectations for you. I think as you think about the decision to attend Boston College, and certainly for those of you that choose to attend Boston College. And I wanted to spend just a few minutes talking about some of those expectations that we have of each of you, because you were hand selected. And so the very first expectation is that from the moment you step on our campus in August, that you embrace the reality that you belong here, that you deserve to be here, and that this is your campus. And when you do that, I think you'll be able to hit the ground running. When you come in with no ambiguity about the reasons you're here, that you are here because we see so much potential, that you'll take advantage of everything we have available to you here at Boston College. So I challenge you to explore the curriculum and explore courses that maybe you've never thought of taking before, that will open your eyes to new disciplines, to new areas of study that perhaps will challenge you in really exciting ways. That you'll join the 300 plus clubs and organizations here at Boston College, each of them providing students the opportunity to develop socially and in terms of their leadership skills, in addition to their academic growth that is taking place. That you be open to exploring new beliefs and also willing to challenge those that believe other things. One of the beauties of going to college, to going to a university like Boston College that attracts students from all around the country and over the world, is that there's an intentionality behind the way that we craft a class. This is an environment, especially coming off an election year and 4 years of challenging discourse in our country. It's a time when we are polarized as a nation and as a society, and universities are intentionally creating ecosystems of students that have shared values and shared belief systems, but that also will come in from very different vantage points. And unlike what we're seeing in our greater society, we hope that you'll come to Boston College and jump into those conversations. Obviously, to do so in a respectful way, challenging students that might believe differently than you, but also having an open mind to hear others' perspectives, to hear how others view the world. That's how we move forward as a society. That's how we'll move forward as a strong community. And I think universities provide a really healthy environment for those conversations to take place in a respectful way. Get to know your faculty members when you come to Boston College. They're going to be an incredible resource for you to help you in your academic journey, to help you think about life after Boston College, wherever your career path might take you. Choose to take advantage of programs that you may not have available to you in the same way moving forward, like study abroad. The last 3 semesters clearly have almost eliminated any opportunities for travel internationally, but study abroad will be back, and it will be back in time for you as Boston College students to embrace it. This is an opportunity to explore parts of the world that perhaps you might never get to again, and to do so in a way that will support you in your journey. As you think about studying at a place like Boston College that is steeped in the Jesuit and Catholic tradition, I challenge you to take advantage of retreat programs, to engage in service. Some of the tenets of Jesuit education are really around reflection and looking at the ways that you can have a positive impact in the communities around you. Most of our students here at Boston College will engage in service, will think about going on retreats where they can step away from the commotion of the day-to-day life and really reflect on their own life journey and where they're headed. Those are parts of the experience that will really support you as you're developing, not just as academic students, but really developing as what we call the whole person development. Take advantage of the city of Boston. Again, right now, COVID-19 has limited some of the opportunities to be involved in the city, but it is an incredible resource and really an extraordinary opportunity for you as you're considering other colleges and universities. Boston is considered to be the greatest college town in the world, with over 60 colleges and universities in the greater Boston area. Take advantage of everything it offers. Go to Fenway Park, explore internships in the city, run the Boston Marathon, take advantage of some of the museums and cultural opportunities, the 18+ dance clubs. All of these things will come back as we move out of this pandemic, and it will provide a really rich environment for you to explore a city that is so rich in history and culture. Explore the network of alumni that we have here at Boston College, 180,000 alumni around the world that will be part of your network for the rest of your life. Opportunities for you as an undergraduate student to engage with them as you're thinking about your own journey, but also to be part of that lifelong network is really something that will advantage you moving forward. So Boston College will provide you with really extraordinary resources. The way that you can take advantage of them most is from day one, stepping on this campus and owning your position here at Boston College and using your agency to take advantage of these. So there are many people that will be resources for you along the way, including members of this admissions staff. So whatever we can do to help you find those resources, don't hesitate to reach out. So the second hope that I have for you, or expectation, is that when you come to Boston College, you will dream big. We talk a lot about the fact that as a student at Boston College, we're going to challenge you to reflect on living a purpose-filled life. And as you look at the colleges and universities on your list, every single one of them, I have no doubt, will challenge you and prepare you for a job after you graduate. But at Boston College, we're looking to do more than that. We're looking to have you also reflect on where your life might lead you, not just around thinking about an occupation, right? Finding a job. Like I said, any school can provide that, but we also will challenge you to think about finding a vocation, a sense of purpose in life. And many colleges and universities lead with their job outcomes, right? If you come to our school, we'll help you find a great job. I'll put Boston College's success rate after graduation against any college in the country, but that's not something that we lead with. That for us is a given. You come to a place like Boston College, you'll have extraordinary resources and opportunities when you leave here. But here it's really about looking within at finding a way through life that really provides meaning and fulfillment. And so if you've received our view book at Boston College, we put right on the front cover that we hope you will explore the questions that matter most. And at Boston College, there are 3 questions that really drive the student journey here at Boston College. What brings you joy? What are your God-given talents? And what does the world need you to be? And so a vocation, as I talked about, can be found by going through a discernment process to identify which of the God-given talents you've been blessed with bring you the greatest level of joy, right? What do you enjoy doing and what are you really good at? And then finding a way that those gifts will improve society and the greater good, that will impact the world around you. And that's really what Jesuit education and Jesuit education at Boston College is really all about, right? Finding a career that will bring you personal fulfillment, that will bring you personal success, but thinking about a way that will do that, impacting the world. And so I know for some of you, having worked with so many students throughout the years, I know that some of you will also choose to weave in another dimension, another element to your vocational discernment process. And that is your identity as a man or a woman of color. And as you ask of what the world needs of you, some of you will feel compelled to ensure that your own identity will shape your career search, will shape how you look at the opportunities out there. Because we all know that there are entire industries and pockets of society in which you, as a person of color, are not equally represented. And that I hope you will feel compelled to remedy, to be part of the solution. As one example, we know that people of color, unfortunately, are not equally represented in the STEM fields as scientists, as researchers, as physicians. And so Boston College has created resources to address this and other challenges around racial equity here in the United States and around the world. Boston College created what is known as the Gateway Scholars Program to address this very issue about the dearth of AHANA representation in the STEM fields. And the Gateway Scholars Program is a program that supports AHANA students at Boston College that are thinking about entering the careers in science, math, technology, and engineering. Because the reality is, the reason many students don't go into this field is if they don't see people like them, if they don't have role models there to support them, it is a more challenging endeavor. And so the Gateway Scholars Program provides this sort of mentoring, these additional resources, and the encouragement to dream big in these important fields. And as the world thinks about issues of climate change, of healthcare, of energy opportunities in this country, research has shown that diverse communities throughout the United States and around the world are also disproportionately impacted by some of these negative issues, right? The pollution, we know, is greater in urban areas where there are often larger populations of diverse citizens. We know that this will be a challenge that is with us throughout the 21st century. And so as we educate the next generation of scientists and researchers and physicians and other healthcare providers, it's really important that the decision makers in the room represent society. And so another resource that Boston College has at your disposal is the newly created Schindler Institute for Integrated Science and Society. We are in the process of constructing the single largest academic initiative in the history of Boston College, a $160 million Center for Integrated Science and Engineering that will become an interdisciplinary space for all students at Boston College who wish to come together to solve the world's problems around health, energy, and the environment. Because these issues are not just singularly focused around one academic discipline. If you're going to find a clean water solution that can be rolled out throughout the world, you're going to need engineers to build a technology. You're going to need scientists to figure out how to treat the water. You're going to need folks interested in business that will figure out how to build this to scale and make the economic value sustainable. You'll need folks in politics to get things done. You'll need folks in international relations to come together to think about building this on a global scale and not just a national one. And so the Schindler Institute, which will open the building in December of this year, your class will be the very first class to take advantage of these resources, will be there to support you in entering these fields as you dream big. We know that people of color have historically been underrepresented in legal careers, as attorneys, as judges, as politicians. We're certainly seeing progress finally in our national government, but there's a long way to go. And we know that to ensure that the interests of people of all backgrounds are supported and protected now in the future, we need bright minds like you to enter those fields. At Boston College, we this past year created the BC Forum for Racial Justice in America that is providing an academic forum for students to look at these issues in our society, to come together from top to bottom throughout the university to study these issues, to reflect on them, and to create plans of action on how we can create a more just society. And so we hope that you'll take part in those opportunities as well. And so the challenges associated with a lack of diversity in these fields can't be solved overnight. They can't be solved if brilliant minds like you have, people just like you, choose not to enter these fields. And so as you think about your place in the world, as you think about your vocation, I hope that this will be part of your thought process, that you'll think about how to make an impact on the world that can address these really complex and important issues. So don't just plan to make a living, plan to make a life, and plan to make an impact. I hope that you'll pursue your dreams of being scientists and researchers and attorneys and judges and college professors and college presidents, and know that as you do, Boston College is here to support you. And Boston College has created programs like I've just mentioned, Gateway Scholars and the BC Forum for Racial Justice in America and the Schindler Institute, to really put our money where our mouth is, to put our work into action to support you in these really important areas. And the last hope that I have for you, the last expectation, is to be a leader. And leadership comes in a lot of different forms. Some of you will become leaders in our 300 clubs and organizations. Others of you will lead by serving others. Some of you will lead in the classrooms, will lead in the laboratories and the research projects that you're involved with. But I challenge every single one of you to make it your goal over the course of the next 4 years at Boston College to lead. That's critically important, and our community will be better because of it. Over the course of this weekend program and over the course of the next weeks, months, and years, you'll have an opportunity to engage with our current students. And Aiden Henderson is one of our extraordinary student leaders here at Boston College that you just had an opportunity to meet, and I know you'll engage with more over the course of this program. But he has put together this program with his friends and colleagues who work in the admission office as leaders that are challenging other students to join them in being part of this really phenomenal community and to make an impact when you get here. So my last plug is, when you come to Boston College, I hope that you will maintain relationships with our office. We've given you, as I mentioned, your contact here at BC in the admission office. Keep in touch with us. We would love to serve as mentors for you. We would love to help you in any way that we can. And we hope that you might choose to join us in sharing your Boston College experience with future generations of Boston College students, just like students are doing with you today. So thank you so much for joining us. I wish you so much success with your decision. We're here to support you. We're here to help you answer any questions we can as you make this really exciting decision in your life. And we hope to get to know you so much better over the course of the next 4 years. So thanks for listening, and thanks for being part of this program. Aiden, I'll turn it back to you.
Great. Thank you, Grant. So yeah, you heard it here from Grant Gosselin, the Director of Admissions. We also have representatives from the Office of Undergraduate Admissions as well, with admissions counselors. So I'm going to turn it over to Stephen Koo and the rest of the AHANA Plus committee within the Undergraduate Office of Admissions.
Thank you so much, Aiden. Thank you, Grant, for that wonderful message to everyone attending today. My name's Stephen Koo. I'm one of the admission counselors here at Boston College, joined by my colleagues, and each of us will kind of do a brief introduction about who we are, what we're excited about. And for me, I'll just say, having worked at BC for a while, this event, I know it's virtual this year, but the Keith A. Francis AHANA Weekend is my favorite, and in my opinion, the most important event that I will be part of each year. Yes, I wish I could meet all of you in person, get a chance to spend an entire weekend with you and ask you questions and get to meet. We know that's not possible this year, but Aiden and his committee have put together this wonderful program, and we hope that you see us and say, I want to contact them. I want to ask them questions. And that's what this is about. We've accepted you. We want you to come to Boston College. And now you get to decide, is this the place where I want to be? So my plug is really just saying, use everything at your disposal this weekend, this month, and beyond. However we can help you in terms of information, in terms of just being a touch point in this process, that is why we're here. We read the applications. We want you to come to Boston College. And then my next part of this is, if you decide to come to BC, again, come find us. We're not very hard to find. And I always say that in most cases, we were the first ones to get to know you. And we want to continue to get to know you better. And this weekend is a great opportunity for you to learn more about Boston College, more about the people at Boston College, and hopefully get to know us a little bit better as well. But I will turn it over to the rest of my colleagues. But thanks for being here.
Well, thank you, Stephen. Hello, everybody. My name is Howard Singer. I wish I could be as eloquent as Stephen, but that's never stopped me from speaking. I want to welcome all of you. It's terrific, knowing that so many of you are here. Like my colleague, it would have been wonderful to have met you in person. We're usually there first thing when everyone arrives. We get to meet you, check you in, spend some time getting to know the person behind the application. And that really, really is a great way to start the relationship that for many of you is going to continue once you arrive on campus. I'd like to do a little shout out to all of my friends for over 30 years. I've been reading the applications for students from New York City and from New Jersey and from parts of the Deep South. And I know there's a great mix of those of you who are here. And similar to what Stephen has said, you have this wonderful opportunity, golden opportunity, to really engage with students of all backgrounds, students studying everything, to get perspectives. This is a great time for you to do your research. We've researched you, and like the old Uncle Sam poster, we want you. And then you have to decide, do you want us back? Is this going to be a place that you're going to be happy and comfortable and see your future being made, 4 years from now, when you go on to engage in graduate programs, networking with our alumni. You're going to one of the panels you'll hear from some of the alumni. So I think we're lucky that you're here. We hope you take full advantage of all of it, and feel free to reach out to any of us at any point. Thank you.
Thanks, Howard. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Again, just to echo everyone else, I wish that we could be doing this in person. You can't even imagine what the energy is like here on campus when we have busloads of students rolling up, and we're running to the airport to pick up students who are getting off of planes, and just seeing how excited they are and seeing how over the course of the weekend that they're with us, that they really take advantage of really learning everything they can about BC, particularly from the students that they spend time with, the current BC students that they get a chance to spend time with. So again, this is an opportunity for you to continue to do your research, to continue to think about, is this a place I can envision myself at, or is this a place that's going to meet my needs? Is this a place that's going to support me, that's going to challenge me, that's going to push me? And I know for a lot of you, you've already been challenged and pushed over the last year with everything going on with the pandemic, but this is a unique and special opportunity that you have to find the place that's going to be your next home. Obviously, we all hope that's going to be BC, or else we wouldn't have admitted you. But this is your decision, and you have to think about your unique desires, your unique goals, what you need out of your 4-year experience, and will this be the place that will allow you to accomplish those goals and those dreams? We think we're a wonderful institution. I think what's special about BC is certainly the resources that we have, but more than that, it's really the community. It's the community of students, it's the community of faculty, it's the community of staff. You've already heard several people say to you, get in touch with us, make sure you stay in touch with us. I cannot even tell you how special this place is, our office, how special the people that I work with, and the care that they, and time and care that they take to get to know individuals and to stay in touch with individuals. Howard meets with students, periodically throughout the course of the year. Paul and Stephen, could rattle off names of students who graduated a couple of years ago, or students who are currently here on campus. And so our relationship, even as an office, is not transactional with you. We really do want to get to know you. We really do care about you. And we do really want to support you throughout your journey here at BC. The same thing extends to the students that will be here as your classmates, and the same thing extends to the faculty that's here as well. They're in the classroom, interacting and engaging with you, and wanting you to be your best self. So if that's an environment that is attracted to you, and that's an environment that you want to be at, we certainly would love to have you here. But we hope you enjoy the next 2 days of programming, as well as the rest of the program that we have throughout the course of this month. And as has already been established, use this opportunity to get to know more about BC. Any questions that come up, do not hesitate to get in touch with any of one of us. So enjoy the rest of the month.
Thank you, Grant, Stephen, Howard, and Danielle. Good morning, everyone. My name is Paul Benito, a member of the admission staff at BC, and I too want to welcome you and thank you for at this particular point, having such a successful college selection journey. I think many students get caught up in thinking this is about college admissions, but it was always about you and your selections and where you decided, to bring your talents. And we feel here at Boston College, this is a place that deserves your talents, a place where you will evolve, a place where you will sometimes maybe feel uncomfortable, but have the resources to overcome that, to seek out the help, because there is no way to really evolve unless you go through that journey. And the great thing about Boston College is the family that you will meet, the family that you will share, not just in the AHANA community, but outside the AHANA community. Our focus is on undergraduate education. And you want to go to a school that really cares about that first 4 years, those formative years that Mr. Gosselin talked about. Mr. Gosselin also talked about accepting a challenge. And we've all almost said that word in our opening. And we feel that that's important for you guys to realize that you're in the driver's seat now. You're in the driver's seat to accept this challenge of being reflective and thinking about, why am I being educated? What can I do with this education? It can be a tool to overcome a lot of obstacles that might come my way. And I think Boston College is a place that will give you that skill set, for you to discover those passions, for you to get better at those passions. And then also, as Mr. Gosselin said, to have those skills to have a positive impact on the world. And that's the bigger picture, not just about the career and a job, but also how will you impact the world when you move on beyond your family? What type of neighbor will you be? What type of parent will you be? Partner will you be? What type of professional will you be? Those things should also be part of this whole academic journey. BC does it best. And I think that, as I said earlier, you had a successful journey. And I think what makes it the most successful, I'm going to be a little biased here, is that you added Boston College to your list. And then you decided to take the initiative to be part of this weekend. Because this weekend is really going to give you a sense of what I feel the true strength of this institution is, and that's its student body. Much of the things you're going to see this weekend, if you join everything, is all based on student passion. No one's paid to do this. No one is. The students have decided they want to share what their experiences are like authentically. And I think that's important for you to know as you get to know our student body. They are true gems of the world, and they're going to go on and do great things. But what's incredible is that they're doing great things right now, and we appreciate them. And we want you to be part of that journey so we can continue to appreciate them. So if you're on this call, I know that someday you're going to be part of Keith Francis weekend if you come to BC, because that's the culture here, the whole pay it forward that Mr. Gosselin spoke about. And there was one young man who was at Boston College, and he accepted a challenge. And that challenge was, I want to continue to give back to my alma mater. And his name was Keith Francis. Keith Francis graduated in the 70s from Boston College after a successful academic career, but he was also a successful student athlete here. And he really touched a lot of people. His impact while he was here as a student was very positive. And that continued on as he moved and transitioned to a successful career at Washington, DC. And Mr. Francis sort of had a revelation. I think it's time for me to live out the Jesuit ideals that I received at Boston College and look to give back, look to continue to have an impact on others. So he took the initiative to form a program with another alum and decided that I want to introduce the strengths of Boston College to DC area youth, students who are looking to go to college away from home. So he implemented this program on his own that led tens of close to hundreds of kids to consider Boston College and to come down and get a taste of it. And he worked closely with the admissions office, and he did this all on his own. He wasn't a member of the staff for 25 years. And this program was initially called Discovery Weekend, a lot of Destination Weekend. But after Mr. Francis's passing a few years ago, our office decided that we needed to honor his efforts. And we decided to rename the weekend after Mr. Francis. So you could see how that impact of one man has led to you being on this call now. And we hope that you'll consider his legacy as you go through the program, thinking about the impact that a place that helps you to discover passions and lifelong passions can continue to implement you later on as you move away from Boston College. So with that said, I do want to turn the floor over to, as I spoke earlier, to the true stars of this weekend, and that is the AHANA SAP Plus, the AHANA Plus SAP Committee. I believe they're all on the call now. Please do take advantage of getting to know these students. They're truly amazing examples of what education can present to you at a place like BC. And that is, as I said earlier, a passionate approach to being at a university. So thanks to all of you. I wish you all the best. Enjoy the weekend. We so appreciate you being on this call. And I hope to speak with some of you very soon. And a shout out to many of the people on the list that I've seen that I've spoken to over the last couple of days. And there are a few students that are actually on this call who have already decided on Boston College. So welcome to the family.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Again, congratulations to our prospective students. And I'm so excited that you guys are here. We've been planning for this weekend for basically all year. I'm Winnie. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm a senior, like Aiden is, so 1 month till graduation. I'm a biology major with my minors in medical humanities, as well as faith, peace, and justice. I've been involved with the AHANA committee for the past 2 years, but outside of SAP, I've also been heavily involved in the First Generation Club. I served as co-president last year, and then I am also pretty involved in some of the cultural organizations on campus, such as the Philippine Society of Boston College, as well as the Chinese Students Organization. I think being a part of AHANA committee, really made me reflect on just how much my AHANA experience meant to me as a student at BC. It actually was a big reason for why I came to BC. Obviously, it's very different this year, not being in person, but I hope that you guys will also find some of those same wonderful experiences that I did a few years ago. It introduced me to what Grant was talking about earlier, the program, the Gateway to the Scholars, and it really solidified just what it meant to be a STEM student, especially also being a minority student and a STEM student at the same time. But yeah, that's just some of the things I've been involved with, and I am really excited to get to know you guys throughout the weekend. Always feel free to email me if you have any questions or just reach out. But yeah.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. My name is Gianna, and my pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm a junior in the Morrissey College of Arts and Sciences, double majoring in political science and history. I'm a member of the AHANA Plus Outreach Committee through the Student Program, aka SAP for short, alongside these amazing faces you see here today, and it's truly been amazing working with them. Outside of the Student Admission Program, I'm part of the Undergraduate Government of Boston College, UGBC for short, as a current class of 2022 Student Assembly Rep, so I represent my class, and I'm also the Executive Vice President-elect for the upcoming school year, which I'm really excited about. My extracurricular activities have truly molded my experience at BC, and if I had to dwindle down my experiences to a single factor, it would have to be the people. I can confidently say that I have made friends for life in both UGBC and SAP. And one point of advice I want to stress the most is getting involved. Please try the things that you've never tried before. This has truly made my experience at BC so much better, and the AHANA Plus Outreach Committee has been an integral part of the past year, as I didn't get to go to my AHANA Plus weekend. If there's anything good that came out of the virtual weekend, it's that we were able to broaden our reach to more prospective AHANA Plus students, which is amazing. And my time at SAP has been amazing. I've been a tour guide and a panelist for the past 3 years, but I would have to say the AHANA Plus Outreach Committee has made me find a small home within SAP, which is such a big program on campus. And this experience has allowed me to meet people from all parts of campus and really work with them to make this happen. And it's truly a privilege to be a part of planning this. So please don't hesitate to contact any of us throughout the weekend. We're here for you. And I look forward to getting to know you throughout the weekend.
Good morning and congratulations to everyone that got into BC. My name is Daniela and my pronouns are she, hers, hers, and I'm a junior studying international studies with a minor in history. And I am also a member of the AHANA Outreach Committee. Outside of that, I am the co-director of social and political action for the Organization of Latin American Affairs at campus, and I'm also a member of the elections committee for our student government. And being in this committee has been so amazing. This is actually my first year here, and I really just wanted to be part of the effort to help people of color find their place and sense of belonging on campus. And that always starts with every incoming freshman class. I am from Miami, Florida. So I moved across the country to come to BC, and I'm a first generation student. So I didn't have any idea what I was getting myself into when I came to BC, but there are so many resources here that really helped me find my place and really just offered so much support when I really didn't know what I was doing. So I hope, throughout this weekend, as you listen to students and faculty speak to you, you can really envision yourself at BC.
Hi everyone, my name is Sabrina, and first off, congrats on getting into BC. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, so not that far from here. I am from the class of 2023, so I'm currently a sophomore, and I am majoring in nursing in the Cannell School of Nursing. And other than AHANA Outreach Committee, I am also an RA on campus. And I am also in the upcoming school year going to be on BSA, and also I'm involved with like Chinese Students Association and Korean Student Association, so a lot of cultural clubs. And similar to what Daniela was saying, I chose to be involved with AHANA Outreach this year because I think coming in as a freshman, you're trying to find your place in college and just kind of like transitioning from like high school to college, especially like right now in like a virtual environment. It's very weird coming to campus and like kind of meeting new people along with like just COVID and everything. So I think it's super important that you begin making those connections here this weekend and kind of meeting people within like the AHANA community, and also meeting staff also from the AHANA community. So you kind of feel that that BC welcome. And I hope that you get a lot out of this weekend. And if you have any questions about nursing or just anything about BC, please reach out to me.
Hi everyone, my name is Kaylee. Congratulations on your acceptance to BC. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm originally from the Bronx, New York, and I'm currently a freshman in MCAS, studying African and African diaspora studies with a minor in international studies. Some things I do outside of the AHANA Outreach Committee is I'm a freshman representative for our Black Student Forum. And the reason why I joined the AHANA Outreach this year was because the AHANA Outreach Committee was actually a large part of why I decided to come to BC. So I didn't get to attend our AHANA weekend last year. And similar to what we're doing for you guys, mine was also not in person. But I would say coming here and visiting over the summer, I got to talk to some people who were in SAP and who were involved in the AHANA Outreach Committee, and getting to talk to them and kind of hear their personal experiences as AHANA students on campus really it really influenced my decision to come here and really influenced my ideas on what BC was like as an AHANA student. Most schools that I went to, I never really got a chance to speak to minority students, but I feel like BC put a bit more emphasis on catering to AHANA students and making sure that we felt comfortable and making sure that we knew what life was like as an AHANA student, specifically on campus. And so as my way of giving back to that experience, I decided to join myself and to be a resource for people who need that bit of advice, who need that resource, and people to kind of guide them as they enter the BC community. So I'm very excited to get to know you guys a bit better this weekend. And if you ever need anything, please feel free to reach out.
Hi guys, good morning. I'm Zara. So I am a freshman. I'm from Long Island, New York, and I am studying elementary ed and transformative ed, which I love studying transformative ed. It's all about like changing the education system, and I'm really grateful that like BC has that to offer. Outside of SAP, I'm involved in Jenks Leadership Program, which is a leadership program, which is really cool. And I really like just going to their workshops and being able to learn things from it, as well as the Muslim Student Association. And I'm on the e-board for Splash, which is all about like teaching different type of classes to middle school and high school students. I decided to get involved in AHANA outreach because, kind of echoing what people said before, like coming in freshman year, I really didn't know like where I fit in or like who I really fit in with. And it was really important for me to be able to make a change for AHANA students to come and to make BC a more comfortable place for everyone. And I really hope like as working on the committee, I've been able to accomplish that for the coming year. I just wanted to emphasize that we are all available to, anytime that you want to reach out or just want to chat or anything. And tomorrow from 1 to 2, we'll be having office hours. And I'm just going to hand it over to Aiden.
Great. Thank you, everybody. So as Zara just mentioned, we are going to be having office hours from 1 to 2 p.m. You can find the Zoom link for this through your admitted students portal. You can just follow that there. It can be really casual. You can just pop in, say hey. So I thought I'd just really quickly elaborate a little more on my involvements outside of SAP, as well as give you a little bit of a taste of what we have going for you in the weekend, talk you through how to register, and then we will wrap it up. So outside of the student admissions program, I'm also the co-president of the Black Student Forum. I also work with the Boston College Forum for Racial Justice, specifically on their Environmental Justice Planning Committee, which is affiliated with the Schindler Institute. So we put on a lot of great programming on that from that front. I also am going to be attending law school next year. So if anybody has any questions about BC's pre-law program, feel free to reach out to me about that as well. So usually during a traditional AHANA weekend, you would all come here. You would get paired one-on-one with the host. You'd go stay in their dorm. It's really like a personal sort of connection that helps drive this weekend forward. So this year, to sort of try to emulate that structure, we have put forth what's like a team leader program where all of you, I believe, except if you registered for the event this morning, I'm going to go through after this and pair you guys all, but everybody should have received an email from a team leader just introducing themselves, inviting you to join their group me, and just being willing to serve as a resource for you all throughout this weekend. They're going to be hosting debrief sessions right after this. Basically, you should have as well in your group chat or through email gotten an email saying, hey, from this time to this time, I'll have a Zoom room open. You can feel free to drop in and introduce yourself. I'd heavily encourage everybody to just pop in and say hi. I mean, it's really great to be able to make these kind of connections. And all of the team leaders, I think we have 18 of them, have been very enthusiastic and are all great representatives of the Boston College community. If you haven't received a pairing by, let's say, like 2 p.m. today, as I go through and do all of that, feel free to reach out to me on the email that's on the screen, and I will make sure to get you in a group as soon as possible. So in terms of the events that we have for the rest of the day, as well as the events we have tomorrow, from 1 to 2 p.m., we are offering 3 different synchronous events that are all going to be happening at the same time. You can register for 2 out of the 3 events on your admitted student portal, and one of them you will register through the link that has been provided you by your team leader. So the first event at 1 p.m. is going to be a panel on academic life at Boston College. It's going to be moderated by Gianna here, and it's also going to include 3 other students, all of whom are members of the Student Admissions Program Council, as well as Professor Anya Villatoro, who is the Assistant Director of the Connell School of Nursing. So if you have any nursing or any prospective nursing students here, I'd heavily encourage you to attend that panel, say what's up. Additionally, at 1 p.m. as well, our Latin dance team Fuego is going to be providing a casual dance workshop over Zoom. So that will be very fun. You can register for that on your admitted student portal as well. And finally, there are going to be one-on-one conversations where we have 28 slots, 28 today, 15 tomorrow, where you can just sign up and talk to a current student about any questions, concerns, you may have. It could be anything from the food in the Boston area to actual nitty-gritty academic questions. They'll be more than happy to address those. And then the last event that we're going to be hosting today will be from 6 to 7 p.m. It's going to be a cultural organization mixer. We have representatives from the Black Student Forum, the Dominican Association, Philippine Society, Chinese Student Association, South Asian Student Association. Altogether, we have 21 different cultural organizations that are going to be in attendance. So if you would like to go to there, I would heavily encourage that as well. And finally, your team leaders are also going to be hosting just a brief debrief session from 7:30 to 8, where you can just pop by, reflect on the day, ask any questions, get yourself organized for tomorrow, where we have a whole new slew of events. From 9 to 10, that's our second of 2 slots for one-on-one discussions. You can register through that, through the link that was provided you from your team leader. And then from 10 to 11 a.m., we have a student leader panel where student leaders, mostly upperclassmen who are affiliated with cultural organizations, are going to come through and talk about their experiences with advocacy and activism during their years at Boston College. From noon to 12:45, Professor Karen Miller is going to be offering a mock class. She's an amazing professor. Gianna's in her class right now, I believe. So it's just going to be a great opportunity to get a taste of what academics at Boston College feels like. From 2 to 2:45 p.m. tomorrow, we actually are offering programming for parents. So we're going to have a panel comprised of 4 of us here who are just going to be here to talk to prospective parents, answer any questions they may have about sending their kids to BC, anything from safety to academics to internship opportunities. We'll be more than happy to discuss that with you. Right after that, from 3 to 4, there's going to be another student panel, again, consisted of a subgroup of us who are just going to be having an unfiltered discussion about what it's really like to be a student at Boston College, at a predominantly white institution. Nothing's off the table there. You can really ask anything. And then our final event of the night before the closing will be an alumni panel from 7:30 to 7:30 p.m. We're going to have some very distinguished Boston College alum, including the Executive Vice President of Diversity and Inclusion at Fidelity Investing, the former marketing director of the Boston Red Sox, the former UGBC executive president from last academic year, well, 2 academic years ago now, and many more distinguished alum. And then there's going to be a closing at 9:30 p.m., which will just be a brief little 15-minute talk about how you can continue engaging in these programs throughout the time between now and when the deposits are due. And so with that, I wish you all an amazing AHANA weekend. As you can see here, we all have our emails up on the screen, so feel free to shoot us any questions you may have. Definitely keep your eye out for words from the team leaders. If you haven't joined the group me yet, I really encourage you to do that. And with that, have an amazing weekend.